What's going on, everybody? I'm CaptainRoBear, and this is Rare Drop Roleplay, Reckoning Hour number 34.
34. Kind of a big deal, right?
Totes.
Insert comment about the number of the episode.
As we're entering our mid-30s, I think it's important that we, keep in mind where we're headed. And...
As is tradition.
Happy Pride, everyone! I'm taking over the stream. I've decided. It's my turn now. It's my time to shine. No, I'm kidding.
It's about time somebody did.
No, in true corporate fashion, all we've really done here is change our logo to rainbow colors and have identified that to be enough.
We've done it. Now they're represented.
That's all marketing could give us. So
who needs real change anyway?
Yeah, we don't want to.
Prepared a small infographic, solid typeface over a solid back font, just to let everyone know what we believe.
Yeah.
Instead of the fire transitions, we could probably do like a waving flag instead.
Oh man!
Easy.
If they'd only been on top of it. Couple changes you guys are going to see over here on the stream loot side. If you look above the old Rare Drop logo, I have a PAX goal that's set up at the top. If 25 packs are purchased during the entire day of Tuesday, and it starts right when it rolls over, this thing starts ticking. If it circles around and makes its goal, everybody gets a +1 to their stream loot's rolls.
Hello.
Interesting.
Also, everybody right now, as of today, is getting an automatic +2 to start off with on rolling. So you're getting a little buff over here on this side. Remember, you do get modifiers if you have a sub over here on the channel, and depending on the length of that sub, we'll continue to grow and get a higher modifier. But we're giving everybody a +2 buffer over here to help you guys, since I know a lot of you have multiple modifiers over on my side. But we want to give you a chance to roll with the same kind of power and not feel that you're wasting your cards over here because your modifier's not as high. So that's going to kick in today. Also, I have something else really cool to show you guys. No longer will we ever have the dice up on the actual overlay, but this is because we're going to start using their official overlay that they put out. You guys can unlock through achievements what these overlay powers look like. Here's one that I personally have, and it will display this animated effect when you play cards. So I have this really dope looking like wizard versus wizard animation. Those are all on your independent stream loot accounts.
Oh.
So you can identify when you throw down cards with really cool animations. They have different requirements for them. They're all over the place. The one that I unlocked was simply from crafting. So they got a really cool dragon one this month. You never know what they're going to throw out. So those are going to officially show up. And you guys go inside there. You can check your different achievements and see what you may have already unlocked and you don't know. But yes, if you're playing stream loots with us over here, you will need to pop out my chat.
Yes.
Because our bot is borked on the other side, but it is rolling inside of mine, and I have the window opened up as well, just to double check to make sure that you guys are getting your rolls in. Paul, announcements.
Today, roleplay. Friday, Banana Fish. Saturday, comics, talking all about Loki and the new trailers that dropped, and Thor: Love and Thunder, all of the cool things that are coming up in the comic DC Marvel Universe world. And then Sunday, Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions, because there's light content for Rare Drop at the moment, because we are in our GCX push, GCX Charity Marathon, 13th through the 20th, twitch.tv/GCX event. You can check out the Twitter at twitter.com/GCX event to check out a list of all the streamers we've announced so far, such as Big Cheese KIT, Dr. Lupo, and a couple other unannounced ones that are coming this week you don't want to miss. And other than that, Thanks for hanging out.
So, who's ready to pick up where we left off last week?
Yes. Let's see who's the 20%.
I'm so glad you remember. Only Keela would have it wrote down in her
It's
book.
in my notes. Here's what I actually do. I write them note first on here, and then after the stream, I then transcribe them into my official notebook.
Which she makes fancy.
Oh, official.
Yes.
She like does doodles and stuff.
Fancy doodles.
Part of you is actually too much Keela, and I love it.
Shut up. Don't judge me.
Just teacher things.
I forgot. Yeah, you guys are both. Truly.
That too.
Oh my.
Straight up leaning into it.
I'm a
Picking up-
method actor.
It's important, yeah.
I wish I could method act organization. Picking up where we left off last week in Witterson's Hall. After fighting your way off of your newfound friend, Bog McGruff, after a few pests went running wild, you guys had one of your first lecture halls with Professor Onyx. After making your way through the halls and seeing the multiple tapestries, years of students and mages, becoming aware of the actual elder dragons that founded these colleges, you guys pushed forth to a rather grim lecture of just how hard it would be to finish Strixhaven, and the likelihood of not everyone being there in the end. After that grim talk, two members of Silver Quill slowly made their way down the auditorium, only to send secret messages to Wilrent, and then tell the rest of you that you are currently under investigation of the death of two students. Actually, one student and one former best friend. We're gonna pick up with everyone still standing with that news fresh on their ears.
Are the two cloaked figures still standing there in front of us?
One has left with Wilrent and is currently taking him up to the top of the steps. He's almost all the way out of the auditorium.
So we're being investigated? What does that mean? Do we have to take time out of class to actually be interviewed or interrogated? Do we have to give a statement or something? I don't even know these people. I hadn't even met one of them. The other one I didn't even say any words to, so I don't know why I would be anything involved with this process.
You'll be heading to the discipline officer's quarters immediately. And Master Niles will take care of you from there.
Well, what about Wilrent over there? I mean, he was, if anything, very a part of this process. And also, Dearmont Hall sticks together. I just saved his ass.
Are you coming or are you not?
I mean, I'm telling, we don't have a choice, do we?
There's always a choice.
Mm.
Are our parents notified about this? Because technically, I think most of us count as minors, and we shouldn't be investigated unless we have parental consent.
Point of order, you guys are 100% consenting adults in this campaign.
Point of order. Also, I'm a monk, and my my parents. I don't know anything about my parents. Yet.
Then they
I
can't
was an
give
orphan,
consent,
I
and you
don't-
never can be asked about anything.
Okay.
Oh.
Keela's gonna be my lawyer. I can tell that already.
She's got the notes. I don't see why we have to go anywhere when this body was found in Wilburn's bed. Why does he get to go off without the group?
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to have you all report to Master Niles' office. You're going to have to take all of this up with him. I know nothing of your case.
That's
Okay.
convenient.
Can we get your name at least?
Yes.
Name, badge number. Give it to me right now.
Yo, give me the badge number.
I'm gonna turn to Rain and say, well, I'm happy that we have that alibi who is faculty.
That is true. Plus, we have the other faculty member, like for the first time, that came and locked us.
That
In
locked us in the
prison.
room.
Everybody's a cop here.
They could have started the investigation right then, but they waited. They're waiting to capture us.
My name is Alexander. And he shows off his office runner's badge.
Oh, you're just a runner. Oh.
But is there a number on that badge?
496.
Great.
Great, perfect, excellent.
Keela, you got that?
Yes, 496 Alexander Office Runner is his title. Which, if I remember from the handbook, that really doesn't give him a lot of power. At most, he could probably just request and share the information, but he doesn't have the physical ability or the power behind it to actually force us to go attend. He's merely more of like a note taker and passer of messages.
So, as you can hear from our lawyer, I'm not moving.
We could just be right here, buddy.
Suit yourself. You know they'll just come and get you, right?
Excellent. Let them traverse all the way here in person.
This will be peaceful.
They can set an appointment with us. Is there a time that works best for them and we can coordinate our calendars to find something that works?
Is anyone coming willingly?
Do you happen to know any times that
Unfortunately-
they're available to meet?
What she said.
I'll take that as a no. And he's going to turn around and begin heading back up those steps.
Rain's just gonna wave like,
I feel like we've
I-
abandoned. I feel like we've abandoned Wilrent in this moment.
abandoned? He left with them.
Yeah, he didn't even say anything to us before he left. He just left.
I mean, I don't know why you were expecting him to say anything to us.
It would have
You
been
know how he
polite.
acts.
I'd be willing to de-arrest him if he was our bud.
Well,
Come on,
I
all
think
stays
one thing
together.
we need to do is probably get our story correct and maybe talk to some of the faculty that we can collaborate with or corroborate our story at least
Hmm.
to see what we can get.
That's true. It might take him a while to even get over here, so we might as well start there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, luckily, Rain and I have a bit of an alibi here in the Witherbloom area with healing faculty.
Oh, you already know the healing faculty here.
Well, at least one of them.
When did you all meet them? Was it like when you came to do like a pre-visit for campus or something?
Something like that.
No, you guys described this as an alibi. No. No, you said alibi. That means when you guys disappeared, you actually went and snuck off and to go see. So you have been this way before, and you guys are both holding secrets from us.
Silver caught us in that earlier when we were walking here.
She's gonna hit Silver with the notebook. And you didn't.
Listen, I can't help if you weren't paying attention.
I was looking into the woods and the swamp to see if anything special happened.
I'm sorry, guys, but I'm gonna go ahead and go. I put grease in the bed.
You may have done that, but that's a big difference from also making sure, that those terrible creatures came out and attacked us on that end. You didn't do that, did you?
Of course not. But
see, that's the part that actually got him.
The only reason I'm here is because Headmaster Torg. So I'm gonna go. Come and
I don't think you should go alone. No. And even with your sister, that's not fair. I get it. You're employed here, right? You feel indebted?
I gotta break my brother up on this. It's fine. You can make your own choice.
The grease didn't kill that guy, though.
Of course the grease didn't kill him, but I'm not gonna act like I got anything else to hide either.
Well, it's fine about that, but you should probably make sure that you know your story and your facts before you go over there, because when they're asking questions, they're not asking about your innocence. They're asking about what guilt you have. And that framework will certainly get you in trouble. So you need to make sure that you know what you want to say and the information that you have and the time frames that we're all aware of, and we can help collaborate that together and make sure that you get it right. I keep saying collaborate, it's definitely corroborate. I don't know why. My R's aren't really sticking with me.
She's got a point.
You sound just as bad as them. I could take my chances.
It's not a bad idea to talk to someone to make sure you understand what you're saying before you say it.
Got nothing
It's
to
an
hide.
opportunity for you to practice. It's not about hiding. Sometimes it's that process of miscommunication. Because if you don't choose your words carefully, they're going to latch on to the first interpretation they have, even if that's not what you intend. My parents are diplomats. Trust me, I understand how important words are. And I know that you're innocent, and I attest that we're innocent, and we're not resisting, but it is important for us to think about it before we go in and we get asked question after question, because their intention is not to find the truth necessarily, in the sense that we're innocent. They're going to keep asking questions where they think that we're nervous or anxious, and it may be because maybe we're nervous because somebody might be guilty, but maybe it's nervousness and we trip up because we don't know what we want to say, and we're under a lot of pressure, and there's a lot of academic and, of course, social pressure in line with this.
There's strength in numbers, Ruger. Let's just know what we're gonna say, and then head to the place we need to be, and let them know how we feel and what happened.
There's no masking of information. We still will tell the truth of exactly what we know.
Ruger
But it's
shakes his
clarifying.
head and keeps going up the steps.
Under my breath, I say, bootlicker.
They're gonna get played, and we're gonna be
those twins.
They're gonna do divide and conquer. I know how this shit works.
Yeah.
They get everybody separated, things don't add up, and they start trying to push guilt on other people who are not in the room.
Mm-hmm. And if they don't know the missing information, like they might leave out that, yeah, you guys were gone, but they won't say where or that information. And then it pins you guys as being potential suspects because you weren't in the room at the time. And that's not fair either. If they don't know about any of us, it pins us in a bad light. Now, they might have a little bit of a benefit because, I mean, they know the headmaster, but unless the headmaster steps in.
Yeah, they really should have pulled that card before leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Let's find our faculty member and at least get their word that they'll, speak in our favor before heading up to the interrogation.
I think that's a good idea.
We should do that quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We need to do that
Our
quickly,
timeline just got shorter.
They don't speak for us, though.
It's a nice idea that they don't speak for us, but ultimately, if we're not there and they're speaking first, they have taken our words. I get it that they're acting selfishly out of fear, but it could be dangerous.
I'm talking about the their contact. The faculty, they don't know us. They don't know our story. They can
Well-
corroborate theirs. So we need to go quickly, but I don't know what help they'll be for us. So let's go. I'm more worried about you guys. Let's go.
Excuse
We'll
me.
find-
Are you students
Yeah.
okay?
No.
No, hell no.
I don't think so.
As you see Professor Onyx coming back out from behind those deep purple burgundy curtains.
Professor Onyx, isn't it?
And she continues to make her way down from the edge of the stage. Can I help you with anything?
Silver's gonna kind of shrink a little bit towards Keela, get a little bit smaller and kind of shrink back.
Yes. Unfortunately, we found ourselves in a situation that we don't know how to handle and we don't know how to advocate for ourselves, but we're putting ourselves into a position where we don't have any power to do so. And it doesn't seem like the school's helping us. In fact, it really just feels like we're being pushed in without knowing our rights or policy before moving into the discussion itself.
Hold on.
Take a deep breath.
Let's start from the beginning.
Yes, that's fair. Go ahead.
Professor, do you know about anything that happened at Deermount Hall earlier, previous day?
No, I'm not aware of anything on that side of campus. It's quite a ways away.
Our first night in Deermont, we got attacked by some kind of like spirits, and it murdered one of our dorm mates.
It would have gotten all of us if Keela hadn't been so awake.
Well, we got very lucky. Those dark dispositions were terrifying and they scared us to our bone. And then once we got rid of them, then we actually got help. But then we were told to stay in our rooms, where the dispositions actually attacked us.
Oh yeah, and we didn't want to stay locked in after being nearly killed.
In our beds.
Rain and I made our way out of the facilities and ended up here in Witherbloom. If we could connect with Eudora again, we might be able to have some amount of faculty on our side who understands the situation.
This is quite the first night. And I'm assuming that you've been summoned to disciplinary office? Is that
Yes, ma'am.
what I'm hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
No. You must know it is not judge, jury, and executioner. That's merely the formal process of trying to gather the facts. But I can understand. You all have had a very, very long 24 hours.
If they're trying to gather the facts, though, why did they let Wilrent walk off and the rest for us to be?
There was someone else who went.
Yes, we had a roommate. It was in his room that our roommate passed. When Wilrent and I had come back from the first night's food, our roommate was sleeping in his bed, so he ended up sleeping in mine, and I ended up sleeping in the study. And so when all this happened, our roommate passed in his bed. He was in mine, so.
I would say that you need to speak with your student advocate as quickly as you can. And I would suggest not speaking to anyone else until you have one by your side.
Is our student advocate also our student liaison? Mavinda?
Mavinda's your student advocate.
She's the one who left us in the dorm after those things tried to kill us.
I am sure that Mavinda had your best interests.
She didn't even bother listening to us. She just left.
Like I said, I will send for your student advocate.
Thank you, Professor.
She's gonna make an insight check on you, Keela. Being the one who's clearly taken the lead on this, taking a strong look at your disposition. But she quietly turns back away. Auditorium will be filling again for another lecture, but I suggest taking a couple of seats in the back until Mavinda gets here.
So does this mean we'll miss lecture as well?
I don't know what's on your schedule. I'm sorry. I can't be of more help. But this is what our advocates do. And I put trust in our system. As you see Professor Onyx manifest this raven from beneath her hands that flies above the auditorium up and out the main door.
Well, I guess we just wait here for Mavinda. Does anybody have our course schedule? Because after this, we would just been, well, I just don't even know what we were supposed to do after this. Was Mavinda supposed to give us that too? Did I just miss it? Silver, you take notes. What did you get?
Flustered. I believe all of our class schedules were slightly separated after this. We had separate lectures, but this was the group one.
Great. Well, somehow in all my note taking, I'm somehow misplaced that, and now I'm just losing my mind because now I'm also under investigation for murder.
Under the circumstances, I'm not entirely sure it's smart to go to another lecture. In any case.
The woman just told us that there's a slim chance of us actually succeeding. 20%. That's not a lot. And now we have to miss class? You know, missing class really does have an impact on your grade. Most students who miss class don't actually pass. They don't stay up with their assignments. They don't stay up with the information. They miss half the requirements. It's important to attend class.
I would rather miss a day or two of class and be proven innocent so that I can continue attending university than miss out on the investigation and provide problems and be kicked out. I can catch up later.
Wilrit.
Yes.
Walking down the long corridors of Witterson's Hall. Consider this professional courtesy. Your father is waiting to speak with you.
He's here?
No, he is not here.
Because there's no reason for him to come here. It's fine, I can just go back.
As he pushes open a small conference room in between tapestries. And beckons for you to go inside.
He'll pause for a moment before kind of look around. Is it an empty room?
Roll a perception check.
Hold on, may not have to refresh.
Yeah, you'll have to refresh D&D Beyond. Something went down. I had to on my first roll.
Oh yeah, I don't see shit.
Oh God, the ones continue.
That's bad, buddy.
Don't quote me.
It's much like Wittershins. It's goddamn dark in there. Oh God! Oh man! Somebody comes across with their magic motorcycle. Good God! Like a Hagrid burnout.
It's in here.
Yes.
Okay. He's gonna reluctantly kind of walk in, not into this dark room.
It's like the Rainforest Cafe. You can't even see like halfway through this place. It's just got too much
Got mist pumping. A fog machine in the corner, or what?
You look across the room and you see an ethereal manifestation of your father. Can you describe what Mr. Manuel looks like?
Oh, I would say he has a similar look to Wilrit. The black hair, slick back, pretty square jaw, a large guy, but aged with kind of a
Charlie Sheen, Martin Sheen.
Kind of like exactly like a Baldwin generation situation going on. A little bit rounder, but not in a not I let myself go way. More in a I'm a little older and I can pay for the good things way. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he's got yeah. He'll be dressed very finely.
As you just see his cloak and shoulder pads from behind him, staring back at this empty wall that's clearly is indeed what looks like a conference room. Nothing out of the ordinary that would make you feel that you were in some place in danger or uncomfortable. My boy, my boy. Just what was going through your goddamn head as he spins around?
I didn't do anything.
Oh, Wilred,
I'm just coming to school like you told me to.
Cut the bullshit out right now, Wilred. They said that there were shadows all over your room. Now, what have I said? No practicing dark magic if I'm not there.
It wasn't me. I'm the one who killed the shadows.
There was residue and gunk all over their beds. You were summoning inks and you haven't even gone to Silver Quill, goddammit.
It doesn't matter. You're not even gonna listen to me. It doesn't matter. I didn't do it, but you don't care.
The facts are there.
This has been a great conversation. Thank you for this.
You'll thank me. You'll thank me plenty when I dig you out of the shit that you just got me in.
No, I'll be grateful if you can pull yourself away from the tavern long enough to find the time.
Oh, you certainly have my attention today. What's your middle name?
I don't know.
Wilred Michael.
Yeah, it's gotta be. Yeah, that sounds about right. What's your middle name? Like it's not hard enough to craft a name in D&D.
Actually, no, I think it's better that his dad doesn't know his name. That sounds more fitting.
Actually, it's so good.
They're not that close, let's be honest.
It's like he's the middle child. It's like, is it Steven? Is it James? I don't remember.
Well, you can go on and keep this charade up like you weren't summoning inklings, even though your bed is covered in ichor. Even though they had to carry a student out on the first night. You have to understand, boy, your actions have consequences, and not just for yourself. I laid down one rule, goddammit. Rule. And now we have to figure out how we're gonna get out of this shitstorm.
He's just kind of gonna just be silent a bit, noticing the tone, but kind of just drop his head and just I already told you I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
Where were you? What were you doing when this happened?
When the kid he died in my bed, I don't know. I was asleep. I was asleep in the other room because he was asleep in my bed. And then the shadows came.
Wilred,
and they choked me.
Michael.
They almost killed me. I'm sure you don't care about that.
Okay, well, what did you do that night? Who saw you? Where were you at?
Well, I got drunk with Silver.
You understand what this looks like, don't you? There's going to be dozens of people who've seen you going out and getting trashed. The night before your first class, You come back and you start conjuring magic, which you don't have any ability to control. And someone ends up dead.
I already told you that I didn't conjure it. I just told you that I'm the one who dispelled it. If I had conjured dark magic, you would know about it.
Roll a persuasion check.
$13.
Wow.
Well, the gods are looking well on Wilrin tonight.
Huh?
So what you're saying, boy, is you didn't start the fight, but you damn well finished it.
What I'm saying is that I'm not my brother. I'm not an embarrassment to the family.
Let's be real clear and keep your brother out of this. This is your own problem now.
No, well, he's everyone's problem.
Wilrent, if you would just focus on your own shit and make your life and everyone else's life much easier. But they're going to question you. And you need to have whatever it is that happened that night straight. But I can tell you this. You're a Tywell, and they know what you're capable of. And a night out getting drunk and coming back in, and residue that looks like inklings will not bode well for you. Remember, son, sometimes it doesn't matter how honest you are. Sometimes the odds are stacked against you.
Well,
And if that's the game, you need to understand how to play the game, boy.
I know how to play the game, and I'm sure if the scales are tipped, you can just weight them back the other way with your coin purse.
Someday, you'll appreciate what I've done for you. But I'm not asking for that day to be today. I want you to walk into that room and not leave a murderer. So you need to look at the odds that are stacked. And you need to get your story straight. Because somebody killed that boy. And I don't want it to be my son.
Can't say that I feel anything for his death, but it wasn't me.
I'll be sending representation for you. I expect you to follow it to the T. Am I clear, Wilrit Michael?
He's gonna do like a yes sir. like a sarcastic.
Please try not to kill anyone else this week. As he disappears, stepping back into this black void.
As he disappears, I guess he'll turn around and, well, I guess I'll have to shuffle all the other murders I had planned to next week, I guess. Even though his dad can't hear him, he's just being sarcastic, and also giving him the finger after his back is turned, so you can't see him. Yeah.
Classic. Couple of points of order. Inklings are the mascots of Silver Quill.
That's good to know. Point of order, I have a brother, and apparently he's a fuck up.
Chet Tywell. As the doorway opens back up. You see the other Silver Quill and Ruger and Beretta standing back outside that door.
Seeing Ruger outside the door, Squirrel's kind of just gonna really stand up straight, and he's gonna come out a little bit perturbed from that encounter. Walking over to Ruger, he's just gonna kind of point at him and say, "You better get your story straight because they're gonna pin this on you." just projecting the whole thing onto Ruger.
I know, that's why I'm here. And
I'll do what I can, but you are in some serious shit.
I know I am. I know. I'm gonna give it to him straight. I'm always on thin ice. I get it.
Oh, you know what? I will come with you for moral support.
I appreciate it.
Well, that's we're Deermont. That's what we do.
Thanks, Will.
Mm-hmm.
As they begin to set off towards the disciplinary office. Back inside the auditorium in Wintershins. Three members of your party down, currently sitting in the back, as is once again begin to fill with students. Are you guys doing anything else while you wait for Mavinda to show?
Silver's gonna be fidgeting with his notebook.
Just rewriting and rewriting notes. It's calming. There's a lot of anxiety.
takes about 15 minutes. But just as the lights begin to dim inside the hall, you see the doorway open back up. And there is Mavinda. Children. Actually, not children. Young adults. You got me started on it now.
You want
Fucking-
that consent.
Fucking high school tropes, man. They're hard. Can you meet me in the hallway, please?
Silver's gonna look to the rest of the group.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I'm walking out to talk to Mavinda.
Silver will follow.
Yep, we're all going.
As everyone gathers outside, Mavinda and her large Alkin presence kind of outstretched wings that wraps around the entire group. So, here we have to sort out the things from the first night.
Yeah, it's been a while since then.
I understand your hesitation. It hasn't been the easiest on our side either. But I apologize not getting to you before you were summoned. It's my job to advocate. And I promise I will do my best for you.
So y'all not gonna apologize for locking us in that prison then?
And you didn't come and check up on us.
You were not locked inside a prison.
Then explain why the golems wouldn't let us leave.
They were there for your own protection.
Protection
That's
from
so-
what, Mavinda?
That's
We were
absurd.
attacked by shadows beforehand.
In our rooms. So why keep us there?
It was the safest place to keep you.
You seem to have some information. If you knew it was the safest place, what do you know about these shadows?
It takes time to gather the information that we both need and seek.
And it seemed like y'all were trying to kill us off.
Far from it, Rain. Far from it. You understand that our campus is exponentially wide. Long distances. This all happened in the middle of the night. It was under our protocol the best thing to do was to give you animated guard watch to protect you in the same spot that you were in.
Well, I guess those guards would have come in handy a bit earlier than you let them out. By the time you released them for us, we felt trapped. Mavinda, has this ever happened in Deermont Hall before? Have you ever seen Shadows attack before?
We have much to discuss.
Well, I'm glad we're able to discuss it before we are thrown into the headmasters.
Yeah, before we get sent to jail for some shit we didn't do.
Can I say this? I understand that being a student advisor and liaison is probably very busy work, and you're probably assigned more students than you can take care of in a reasonable amount of time, especially in the type of investment that it requires, and especially at, 3 a.m. in the morning. I get that. But it also isn't fair to us that we're almost murdered in our beds, and then we're told to stay in the same room in which we were almost murdered, with very little information, and then sent to class as if nothing's happened, and the only update and comfort that we get from it is that we're told that we're investigated for the murder. And I'm not blaming you for that, but it would be nice
does
to
not
hear an
look good.
apology.
It does not look good.
Oh, and you're not helping.
It just seems like we're missing a little bit of goodwill to say that if you're advocating for us, one of the ways that would have been helpful would have been to at least care to our emotional needs in this process. Isn't it not traumatizing for students to be murdered in their own beds, or to find out that their roommate on their first very night was murdered? But we got nothing in that space, and I know we're supposed to trust you, but
You didn't receive nothing.
we got golems. You're right.
That is not true. And you don't understand everything that goes on behind the scenes.
And that's why I said I understand there's probably a lot more, but is it so hard to say I'm sorry we didn't take care of you?
I'm sorry, Hila, that you feel that we didn't take care of your needs.
Okay, well, let's be clear. I know what kind of apology that means.
For
Instead of
real.
saying I'm sorry for my actions, using the language I'm sorry you feel a certain way negates that. I know how language works. I understand this. And you're saying that it's my fault that I feel a certain way. But ultimately, it's because of the lack of action that this university has provided for us, in a sense that we were put within the care and we were assigned a building that we did not have a choice to, or the history behind, to understand that if anything, we should have at least been aware that there were dangers within it. And if there were not dangers, perhaps that we'd say, I'm sorry that we put you in a dangerous situation.
This is not a public institution. This is a school for mages.
Y'all, I
So
want to see
mages
Keela go
deserve
to
to
lawyer
die?
school. Let's be real.
No.
She's killing
You're
it,
studying the wrong
right?
thing.
A one shot where Keela's in law school, please.
Listen,
Objection.
Yeah, say Ace Attorney. over
I
there.
care a lot about
Hey,
student
attorney.
advocacy, okay?
Future student advocate Keela, the rare rabbit.
Bum, 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 bum.
It's okay that mistakes happen. But that healing process begins at least with recognizing that we did something that put others in danger.
I think it would be best for you all to be very honest and clear with yourselves before heading to Master Niles' office as I know you have all been briefed from Professor Onyx's lecture, that it is a privilege to be here at Strixhaven. Not a right.
Sounds like you're calling us all guilty, but whatever. Send us on.
I guess the idea is that you're right. It isn't a right. It is a privilege. But typically, universities try to uphold the honor of the academic system in trying to provide students the opportunity to succeed, and that typically means not putting them in deadly situations in which they are not prepared to handle, like monsters in their bedroom on the first night. Unless I missed some sort of paperwork in which we said that we'd be open for, I guess, dying in our beds. I understand that, of course, some of our lectures will be very dangerous, but we also have teacher supervision at that point. And we're freshmen who don't even know or have permission to wield magic properly.
To be very clear, that is one of the reasons why you were being summoned.
Are we going to be properly prepared from situations moving forward? Or are we being investigated for something that we don't even know?
You are currently being investigated for the use of improper dark magic.
Mm.
But who here? Silver's gonna look around and be like, none of us.
I'm gonna turn to Rain at that moment and say, they're looking for proof that we did dark magic, but none of us did. In fact, most of us were asleep. The only one up was Keela. I don't think they have anything to convict us on. No information or anything.
Yeah, but a cop's a cop, even if they work for school.
Period. ACAB.
So, it doesn't matter if they don't have proof. They're looking for a reason to kick people out.
We're
Free.
You're right. We're not doing this. Not doing this to
doing
be
it.
moral. We're doing this to. We're not gonna give anything. Oh my god. Yes, correct.
They just looking for someone to pin this shit on.
Yep. And we're not gonna give them anything.
No.
So,
I just know that I don't. Don't understand.
What don't you understand, Silver?
Doesn't matter. I will understand in time. Not. Then I have thoughts.
What I don't understand is why Wilrent's not here. Guess his rich kid
Mavinda.
act paid off.
Mavinda, would you happen to know why Wilrent was summoned separately?
I was only summoned by Professor Onyx.
Okay, so moving forward, how are you in the process of guiding us then?
We had to head back to Master Niles' office. Together. No one is being separated. To clearly lay out the facts of the last 48 hours. That is all.
So you're more of an escort than a guidance counselor.
Mavinda leans down towards you, Keela. I understand. That this has been an experience for you. But I want you to know, you're not the first girl who's come through here with a quick wit. And you won't be the last. And while you may be able to show me a level of disrespect, there are offices and posts that will not tolerate this. And you're far from knowing everything in this world, Keela. Even if you feel like you do.
That's why I was hoping to have a counselor to help us. I know I don't know everything. Do you not? If I did, I probably wouldn't be so scared right now. But instead of talking to us, of comforting us, of helping us figure out what's going on, all you do is just say, deal with it and move forward and issue threats to us. How is that supposed to be of any comfort or help?
Because when the darkness turns to you, Keela, there won't be anyone else.
That's not...
Strixhaven is not a school for the weak, Keela.
It's not weakness to ask for help. That is the dumbest thing I have ever heard. It is never weakness to ask for help.
So much to learn. Hopefully, you last long enough to get it. Now, if you could follow me to Master Niles.
Rain's still by my side, I say. I'm not saying anything. But I take a step forward to like start following Mavinda.
Fall in line.
As you all begin making your way down the main hall, about halfway through, you see a large, glimmering portal. Unbeknownst to you, not far from where Wilrentz and the Godwin twins were. Mavinda swinging her wing through that portal, beckoning. Please, through the portal.
I mean, I ain't going in there first. Like, what if you got like folks ready to shoot on the other side of that portal?
I'll go through first.
Stick an arm back through just in case.
Melinda, can I stick an arm back through?
We'll wait for a thumbs up.
I don't know if it's possible. I don't want to promise anything I can't keep.
There's no arm that goes back through.
Sorry. She's just gonna step.
Keela will go ahead and go through.
They're so trusting. They better hope that they better duck down and dodge, because I'm about to go through that portal blasting. I'll go through the portal.
I'll go with.
Stepping through that portal. It's a short trip. As you're pulled directly into an office space. Staring across, you can see a gentleman with a long list in their hands. Ruger and Beretta and Wilrent all inside this room already. Lavender, thank you for gathering the students. My name is Master Niles. And I have a few questions for you. We'll pick up there right after break.
Oh,
Next time.
Beck over here breaking my heart while I get to play shitty camp counselor or school counselor.
You wish you were
That
a
bird was getting
counselor.
dragged.
seriously.
I saw the lip quiver in my old grade school counselor as you dressed Mavinda down. My old grade school counselor looked like Ned Flanders, and if he got that, he probably would have started crying.
The hard part is that when you create characters like this that hurt the campaign so much, it's because we've seen teachers or counselors like that in our lives that have stopped us, and it hurts so much.
Yeah, the classic. I know how this makes you feel. Sorry that you feel that way. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you're gonna catch these hands.
Yeah. When I get
It's just-
hurt,
it's-
I just
yeah.
funnel it and project it onto other people. It just seems.
Just pass it along.
It's amusing to me at some level too, because it's like we get to go back and be like, no, like I know what that is now. No, never again.
Exactly.
Like as a kid,
We
you'd be
get
like,
it here.
yes, ma'am, and like now we're like, nah.
That sounds
Yes,
like
ma'am,
bullshit.
All school staff.
It smells
You're like,
awful
no.
like bullshit. Can you call my mom? You know what? I'll call her.
Go for it.
Because I think she's gonna agree that this is some bullshit.
Oh man. All right, I'm gonna go grab some much needed water.
Back in Master Niles' office. Who would like to begin telling me just exactly what happened? The first night that all of you stayed in Deermont Hall.
Tay makes a big deal about crossing her arms. Just maintaining eye contact. Saying not a word.
Having been here already, Wilrent will pat Ruger on the back. I think it's better that you just come out and say what you came to say. And encourage him to tell the tale.
Roll a persuasion check.
This guy.
You met his dad. He's pretty messed up. 13.
Oh, that was gold. 13. Wisdom saving throw.
It was so close to that one.
That would have been so bad.
Can't win them all.
I will when it gets to my part. I'm not here to lie to anybody.
Silver's gonna kind of look at Keela. Just get eyes widen a little bit. Is this like, am I, are you, are we? Like, what are we doing?
Well,
Whisper. He's gonna whisper. I trust you. If you want to speak.
go for it.
Sir, if I may. Sir?
Yes.
If I may speak, I'd like to begin.
Speak up, son.
So, on our first night after orientation, we were shown to our rooms. After unpacking everything, we settled everything down. Everybody went to their assigned rooms. I was with Mr. Dilbert in my room. Mr. Wilrent, Mr. Tillwell, had their own room, is the first room in the left. The study is the immediate left. I said two lefts, didn't I? Mr. Tillwell's room is the first one on the right. And it is his solo room. And then in the back left, we had the room for the other three, and the two twins sleep in the separate closets, working on the boiler room. And so, after we had all settled in and everybody had figured out their assigned rooms, I was studying in the study, and Mr. Wilrent asked if I would come out for some food with him. So after that, I went out for food with Mr. Wilrent. We had food.
And just where did you go to get this food?
Mr. Wilrent, could you provide the name, please? I believe you know it better than I.
What's the place with the hula dancer on the sign? The Bahama Breeze, I think it was.
Roll deception. I'm a breeze.
18.
Yes!
It works.
Insert bad boys theme.
Bahama Breeze. I'm not familiar. It's been a while since I've been to the different campus commissaries. So the Bahama Breeze and
and food and food stuff.
Thank you, Wilred.
Yes.
And then we returned back, and I believe I'm not sure because I didn't check everybody else's rooms, but I know everybody was back in their rooms, getting ready to go to bed. And when we had returned, Mr. Wilbrent went to go to his room, and unfortunately, Mr. Dilbert was in his bed, and so he requested that he take my bed, and so I let him have my bed, and then I went to the study and went to sleep in the study, and so I fell asleep studying, sir. And after that, after this you may get everybody else's sides of the rest of the evening, but after that I remember being woken up by the shadows and being suffocated, and then we had to fight all of the shadows inside of our room, sir. And that is I believe where the end of what you were asking was, because after that we went to check on Mr. Dilbert, sir, and found him in the room, unresponsive. And that is my story, sir. That is all I know.
Mr. Tywell, is there anything you would like to add to the events of you and Mr. Silver?
Well, I think he's about summed it up. He's correct. I did sleep in his bed. I graciously let Dilbert sleep in my bed, and I slept in Silver's bed, and it's not very comfortable, but I appreciated the gesture in it. But I too was awoken by a shadow, which attacked me. Of course, I easily vanquished it using my radiant light, and that's when I heard the noise from the other part of the dorm, and I ran to what is my room, and I saw I saw Ruger here running for his life, so I intervened and saved him by vanquishing 2 more shadow creatures. And then, as Silver said, we found Dilbert dead in the bed, and I wept. I wept for him. I did everything I could. I killed 3 shadow creatures, but in the end, it wasn't enough.
Roll a deception with advantage because of the Nat 1 situation.
14.
So, Mr. Ruger, you were indeed running for your life from these creatures. Do you understand the origin of these creatures and how they exactly manifested inside of Deermont Hall? No, sir, I don't know how they got there. But I'll be the first one to admit no, sir, you will not be admitting to anything inside this room until you seek current counsel. As you see this book fly in from the open doorway. Mr. Niles, I am the Honorable Viserius Codex. You may refer to me as the Honorable VC. And I am here to properly advocate for these students, Mavinda. Be saying none as such, Ruger. Now, Niles, exactly what are these young adults being held for? Vociferous Codex. They're under the investigation of not only one student fatality, but two. But then we should take these one at a time then, shall we? Can we please hear reason of death for the first student? Delbert Dillington.
His name was Dilbert? As Wilbert looks across the not you sure it wasn't Dilbert? I could swear it was Dolbert, right? Everyone heard Dolbert. Everyone heard it, right?
Ruger gives you the elbow like back into the rib cage. Shut the fuck up. Dolbert Dillington.
You had to. Good restraint.
And my middle name's Michael.
Otherwise known as Triple D.
Triple D.
Thought this is gonna be like, it's gonna turn into like Doug Thibodeau.
Yes.
Formerly known as Triple D.
The late Triple D.
The artist.
Late and honorary.
Posthumously Triple D.
It shows that he passed away from necrotic blight. Seeing as these are all first-year students, I think you might possibly be wasting your time trying to find someone who's able to cast necrotic blight. And let's talk about these shadows that were inside the room. Has anyone spoke with you about this absolute invasion of your own privacy? As that book flies around the entire group.
No.
Not a word.
We were locked in our rooms afterwards. As
And
well.
then locked in their own crime scene. Not allowed to leave or given any sanctuary anywhere else. Now, does that sound right, Master Niles? Now, would you like to sleep in the room of a dead man? As he just kind of rolls his eyes and pulls back one of the sheets. But I don't need to speak for the group. I think I've heard enough out of the collective. I yield my time on the floor to Mrs. Keeler.
It wasn't our fault. Those creatures came out of the walls at night. Everybody was sleeping except for me because I was journaling. You can see actually in my notes, I always timestamp when I write my notes down and when I was awake. So that way you can tell what I was writing at that time. And I was actually focused on writing letters to the sponsors who helped me get into the school because I needed good references. So I was letting them know and getting them an update on how things were going. And those things started to come out of the walls and grab the heads of my wonderful new friends that I just made. And it's really hard to make friends, and I just made them. So I took my diary journal and I threw it at the one that was attacking Tay. And we had a group together to try to defeat them before it killed us. And it hit us with so much fear. It was awful.
Now, Master Niles, does that sound like an inkling to you? Does that even sound like a playful poltergeist to you? Now, I know you don't like for me to say it, but I'll be the first one to say this sounds like orc material in here. That will be enough from you, vociferous. Those words will not be spoken within these halls. That's what it sounds like. That will be enough. Keela, I want you to roll persuasion check.
Oh no.
With advantage.
Oh.
With
I just-
advantage.
Oh,
16? I have a -1 with persuasion. I'm not exactly a people person. Well, doesn't matter. This guy's terrible at investigating. I love it.
yeah, I'm starting to
I
think
don't know how he got his post. The book's doing better than he is.
This white man just made his way up in the ranks, and here he is.
He's just been here for so long.
Yeah.
Sailed up.
I'm just saying the book's schooling him. You know, like the book is doing work.
So that list is like that list in his hand. It's a dean's list. It's not.
It's actually the menu. He's trying to pull up the menu from the Bahama Breeze and he just can't find it.
Hell, that ink is really hitting over there.
Well, let's find this case out about this individual named Jeremy Dandy. He was found outside of your room, Wilrent, with bed sheets tied together from inside your own room with a lawn dart pierced through his heart.
Well, unfortunately, I don't know anything about it, and I wish I did, because Jeremy was my best friend, and he was. The last words I said to him were, "I love you, and I'll see you when you get back with the pizza." We were gonna play wizard's chess until the sun came up. And I admit he climbed out the window, but I never saw him again. Where he got the sheets, I don't know. My sheets were on my bed.
And those sheets that were missing came from Teanu and Rain's bed.
Wilbert will look over at them as he addresses them and kind of see that accusation pointed there, and he'll think for a second, but then he will kind of, and then he will say, well, to be fair, Jeremy was a known thief. I loved him, but he was a known thief.
I need you to make a deception check.
Wow.
Oh no.
Wow.
Oh, God. I tried. He tries to do one nice thing. Okay, I'm done.
God.
So nice of you.
So nice of you.
Your luck has run out.
You try to do
Some
one good
aggressive insight.
thing. Aggressive insight.
So a man that you deemed your best friend kept the company of thieves. Hey, Mr. Wilrent.
I can't say to the company he kept. I'm saying he was a thief. He stole my mechanical pencil in 7th grade and never gave it back.
That will be enough, Mr. Tywell.
It was my favorite pencil.
Just exactly what were you doing in the mysterious disappearance that day from roll call, Teanu and Rain?
We were out minding our business.
So that's it. That's all you're going to speak for. Is that you disappeared and then this man shows up dead with a lawn dart from the sheets from your bed.
I know nothing of this man or why they had our sheets.
So you're saying you've never met Jeremy Dandy?
He doesn't even go here.
His last name's Dandy. I'm learning so much.
Dandy.
So many names today.
None of you met Jeremy Dandy before he went out to get that pizza that took his life.
Who's Jeremy?
If the pizza took his life, then why are we here?
Case closed.
Boom!
What a gavel. Seems you already have a culprit.
For God's sakes, it wasn't the pizza that killed him. It was the gross negligence of this institution.
Sir, if it
You're
was the
grasping at
gross
straws.
negligence- Sir, I believe you're grasping at straws at this point, given that the two of my friends had the bed sheets laying out when we went out to roll call the next morning. So it could not have been them that had anything to do with Mr. Jeremy, sir, as they were called for roll in another section of campus due to the fact that, if I may, you two.
Speak up!
They were in Witherbloom with a faculty members being healed from their injuries from trying to escape our prison the night before. And so they have nothing that they could have done with Mr. Jeremy. They were out with a faculty, making sure that they were okay, and up until that point would have been unconscious and know nothing. And I refuse to stand for my friends being accused of things they couldn't have done.
Roll a persuasion check.
Did it send?
You'll need to refresh.
It's a 24 too. It's not rolling.
You click the B.
Click the B.
Yeah. No.
Go ahead, just click on your own character sheet.
I am not doing it.
Oh shit, you're not in the scene.
That would be why.
He's
You
not.
know, I thought I
He's
said
not
something. I was
there.
like, "Where is Silver standing?" When Silver first started, I was like, "Where is Silver standing? Behind the window, or?"
Because I rolled a 24 and I was like, yeah, and then I didn't show up and I was like, no.
Go for it
Side
now.
Question: what are the colors in these health bars?
I don't know yet. That shit,
Oh,
I don't
I
know.
think that's the extra.
I
That's
thought it was
probably-
the extra health that we had. We had
Temporary HP. Yeah.
oh, temp HP. Yeah, good
Mhm.
call.
There we go. 21.
What's the blue then?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
I don't know what all it's mixing inside there. I had to figure out from the update.
That's
21.
Damn.
Dang.
Damn.
But at the end of the day, you were not there.
And what about it?
Tanu, Rain, is this true? You were sneaking out of the institution.
Yeah, remember that time that you locked us in our dorm after somebody was murdered and didn't give us an explanation of why we were locked in our dorm? So we fucking left. That's what happened.
But they stayed on campus, so they didn't leave the institution. They just left the room.
That's true. We left the building. We didn't leave the institution.
They
We were still-
unfortunately at terminal velocity and hit the ground.
And that's why, Master Niles, I have a statement from Eudora herself showing of the actual care that was administered at the witch's clinic at
Period.
this exact time.
Point
It's-
blank.
He floats over and just starts fanning the pages till one of them spits out. I think you'll
Eudora
find
the
these
house
records to be most useful in your investigation. My last question. Just ooze lawn dart kit. was it that pierced that poor boy's heart? You know damn well that these are not permitted on campus.
I mean, no one in my room unpacked one. I can tell you that much. We unpacked together. In fact, Rain and Tay didn't really bring anything.
Yeah, I just brought my wolf and some clothes.
All I have is my clothes and my notebook, sir.
Yeah. To be honest, we got a lot of illegal. The book comes over and just squanders over in the front of Ruger's mouth, just smothering him in the pages. Well, let it be known that lawn darts are not permitted at Strixhaven. These are the exact situations why. Staring back out at the lineup. Does anyone else have anything to add about these quote unquote necrotic shadows?
Well, I'm curious, are you going to have a team to investigate them that has perhaps expertise on this? Or are you just asking for more of our observations, or are you asking about our insight?
Merely your observations.
Well, they came through the walls and they grabbed into our minds and they made us incredibly fearful.
Stop, that'll be... The book flies back over towards your side.
And that's it then.
I'm sorry, dear, we don't need to give them any more information than what they already know.
Okay.
And fine. You all are dismissed. Mavinda, please make sure that those animated watch over Dearmont Hall, not just in the evenings, please. 24/7.
Are those things gonna let us leave?
You have given me your records. You are dismissed.
I'm going to hop down and walk out. Outside that door, I'm just gonna have a big sigh of relief. And I'm going to wait for VC to pop out.
VC's waiting
Silver's gonna follow.
inside just to make sure that everyone gets out of the room.
But as Silver's leaving, he's gonna kind of nod to the book. No, the floating magical book.
Both of The Godwin twins turn and make their way out. Mavinda turning and looking towards the door. Just to let you know, there'll be a counseling session in the Commons about the loss of these. That will be enough from you! And VC slams the door shut.
Yeah, you beat me to it, 'cause I was about to tell her to eat my shorts. Fuck out of here.
As you all exit outside of Niall's office.
I'm gonna lean towards Tay and be like, see, this is why we can't be telling them nothing. Super spilled our whole story.
I'm glad we had VC on our side. That was the kill.
Yeah, someone who actually advocates.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, what a concept.
It's my apologies for not properly introducing myself sooner. But I am Vociferous Codex, and I am here to properly advocate for your well-being.
Thank you, but how did you even hear of our case? I mean, don't get me wrong, we're very grateful because we would have gotten steamrolled in there. Clearly, no one in that room really cared about our well-being.
They are spooked by tales of old magic.
So spooked that they're willing to sacrifice us, I see.
What kinds of old magic, sir?
We have a lot to
If I may
talk
call you
about.
sir, you are a book.
I am quite old. We need to have this conversation between a better set of four walls. Matter of fact, I think we need to have this conversation where there's not any walls at all. I think we could all get some fresh air.
I like fresh air.
The Bahama Breeze!
Does Bahama Breeze even exist? He's gonna lean over to Tequila. Is it actually called Bahama? I don't remember.
I thought that's where you went.
Listen, I was there, but Went dragged me along. I don't know what it was called. He got plastered. I don't know.
So you walk alongside him and you pick up his same level of ineptitude with observation. Got it.
Listen, I just wanted to get home and study. And this man.
We're gonna teach you to help say no to him. Though I was actually kind of surprised that he was helpful in there. You said we needed to go somewhere else?
Yes. Let's get some fresh air, shall we?
Okay.
Follow me. As you guys exit those offices on the first floor of Deermont, just make your way out to take a stroll with that evening sun low in the sky towards the Archway Commons. Before we go any further, I think it's best if I give you some background on myself. I have been at this institution for longer than most books have been bound. I have seen the best and the brightest come and go. I have seen great golden eras, and I have seen the ones that have dipped into darkness. And I'll be dead honest. I wouldn't have known anything about this if I hadn't had my eyes on you two sneaking out. Not the only one that likes to clear their mind for a midnight stroll. So when I started to do some investigating, Wilrent, I want you to roll a perception check. You see just an incredibly flustered individual come running towards the main offices with a couple stacks of binders and papers, and you noticed that it is literally the shitty bookkeeper from back at the used broom store. With his night school law degree that comes running in that your father sent. As you can see him racing inside the building, who, much like your father and your life, is clearly late.
He'll just observe now, just shake his head, just.
He kind of looks like a bad Ben Franklin cosplayer.
That's actually exactly what I had in my mind. It's weird enough. Like a young Ben Franklin.
There's the style.
Yeah.
He's got a
Pretty sure those wigs were all the rage. Yeah?
So I spoke with Eudora. You indeed had been touched by necrotic blight. I'll tell you, you are not the first ones in a good while. I'm not here to scare you, but people need to know that there is auric magic around them.
You mentioned that before. What does that mean?
The Aurics, a destitute organization of individuals that seek to see the knowledge of this institution buried. Some graduates, many dropouts, individuals that have explored magic on their own terms and for the detriment of many around them. Tell me this. Did these shadows seek to sow the seeds of self-doubt?
I had a nightmare, if that's what you mean.
Did they make you feel like less of you?
I would say so. You guys?
Mm-hmm.
Tiz shaking her
Definitely.
head at all of this, yeah. Nodding, I should say.
Rinse. Nah.
Nope.
I'm gonna elbow him.
Yeah. I won't lie. Made me insist. Self-conscious. It was all really strange. Ah! How are they supposed to advocate for students? They don't even identify what you were struck with. This is auric magic.
What? Is it advanced magic, or is it something anybody could cast?
Anyone could cast. But is it a repeated history of sowing the seeds of self-doubt into students? They want magic users to seek their own path. They want people to leave this university. They want magic to be open and free. That's how they advertise it. What they want is for people to not become educated. They want to keep the secrets to themselves and use that magic to bend the will of others. They are nefarious. And just as this school has recruited all of you, try to become the next class of the best and brightest. Mages, magic users, and arcane ability users. So does the Auric try to recruit the disenfranchised, the doubtful. It is a prime breeding ground. I know this could all be a bit much, but you deserve to know. They should be telling all the freshmen here of the possibilities of what could happen, instead of hiding into their own shell and acting as if the org don't exist.
I
They do.
appreciate you at least letting us know. It demonstrates at least a bit of respect towards us. I mean, right? Every other adult here so far is treated like we don't know or we shouldn't know or we have to just shut up and listen. So it's been great to actually get some real information, helpful information.
The cryptic because they're either scared or they don't want anyone else to know. Many of these faculty are old in their dotage, and it shows. And I apologize. What that makes this institution look like. It gives us all a bad name. What you did was right. VC's just kind of spin around. He's going to look towards the biblioplex.
Techplex?
Biblioteca.
As that sun is beginning to pass down from its globed archway. Well, I think the least that can be done is that recommendations be wrote immediately to all of you for advanced arcane defense.
I'm not going to say no. This actually sounds really exciting. I really want to do this. Advanced classes already.
She begins spinning around, spitting out each individual with their own certificate. You were to meet with the Masters of Lorehold College tomorrow immediately for practice against the dark arts.
Well, at least they're looking to equip us now.
Remember,
I'll take what I can get.
there are many factions inside this university with their own agendas. Evaluate them on their merits and their actions. Only then will you know their true intentions. But as students that have already fought adversity, you deserve to be able to defend yourself. And that you will learn. Do you have any questions? For I have plenty of time to answer.
Is there anyone you know we should look out for? Or someone who's a clear ally, in case we can't get a hold of you?
That I do. I'll be heading to Lower Hold in the next 18 hours. He is large in stature, but he has an equally large heart. Osgire, the Reconstructor. He is a large, giant artificer inside of Lorehold. He has a history of being incredibly practical. He will understand your cause. He is the one who I've requested that you see.
Are we going to be safe staying in our hall now?
I will not lie to you. In these times, I'm not sure if any of these halls are safe.
That's fair.
Take your own precautions. But on top of all of that, he spins around from that eye that's darting around on the front of that book, flipping towards the back. There's a spot where a stone would be where his eyes are. Take this stone.
I'm gonna reach forward and take it.
As you peel off, receiving the summoning stone of Vociferous Codex.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Whenever you need me, I will be there in a moment's notice with that summoning stone. I'm here to talk. I'm here to listen. But I can also be there to kick ass if you need to as well.
Thank you, Mr. Codex.
Would you be okay teaching us a spell or something of some sort before you go? He smiles. since we have to go back tonight and we don't get to go to the advanced classes until later, just in case.
Roll a persuasion check.
Dirty 20.
That shit's on edge. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
His eyes dart back and forth. There's no harm in understanding how to protect yourself better. As he begins flipping and fanning through. Dude, I said it. I was gonna set it at 20 or above, man. everyone is dealt out a spell scroll of Blade Ward.
Ooh.
It's a cantrip that stops, or actually it gives you resistance to slashing, piercing damage. There's no harm in giving you something you can protect yourself. The other arcane arts will take time, and I don't want to be responsible for someone being hurt. But that is why you have the stone. You may summon me if times are dire, or if you just need someone to listen. But remember, these individuals need to earn that same respect. Take everything with a grain of salt. And for God's sakes, don't tell them you've been speaking to me. It will only earn you points of animosity in certain circles. But good luck. I will be with you all soon. As if you see nods in his book-like form before he begins to float back towards the biblioplex.
I'm happy to have this guy on our side. I say, pocketing the summoning stone.
No, you're not wrong. Finally, we get an ally.
Not just that, one of the smartest ones here, I would assume. If not the oldest. Well, one of.
I mean, let's be honest, anything's probably better than Mavinda.
Ugh, that woman is awful. Seriously. I have no idea why she's a student advisor. It seems like she really hates her job. Well, at least we don't have to work with her. At least I hope not. Do we have to see more of her? I hope not.
I'm just excited to go get the advanced classes.
Yeah, that'll actually look really nice. Hopefully that'll increase our chances of being accepted.
I have no idea. All I know is I hope my basics are up to snuff.
Well,
Gil, I'll be dead honest. After what I've heard, I don't think it's anything about us being accepted. I think they just try to choke you out.
As long as you survive. I'm gonna survive, damn it.
And if Silva's got that kind of attitude.
Listen, I almost got choked out once. Albeit by a dark, inky demon. That ain't gonna take me. I'm not gonna let it go happen.
Quit saying ink. That's what they wanted us to say. That thing was shadow. It was my goddamn grease. I think it's ink.
Fair.
If I'd said it, who knows what would have happened to me?
Good thing you didn't. looks at Will Rent. Not very pointedly though, just kind of like a glance. Well, where do we go from here?
No. Unfortunately. That's right, unfortunately. You get to go to work. Because I got the night off. Yeah.
I mean, that's not. I'm sorry.
I got to go back to the boiler.
Keela, do you want to come to the study with me? I want to do some research on what our advanced classes are going to be.
Yes, I think that would be great. Though, how about this? I'm going to propose, what if we all turn it into a giant study party, but I promise I will bake cookies to make it more fun for everyone.
I would also like to have a study party, but maybe we could do it at the Bahama Breeze.
Yeah,
None of us have to clean up afterwards. Wouldn't that be the best solution for everything?
Quarter pitchers.
That way, we can focus on the studying, and somebody else will be responsible for the cleanup and the baking.
Silver's gonna look at Will Rent and then look at both Rain and be like,
Well, how about we just take a vote then? I'm good either way. So, who really wants to go to the Bahama Breeze?
Ruger raises his hand, even though he's walking. I want to go to the Bahama Breeze.
Will Rent, you're working. Put your hand down. You're working.
2? Not even. 1? 1 for the Bahama Breeze. Okay.
Beretta sticks her
study
hand
session.
up. Sounds like fun to me.
Okay, 2 then.
Well, Rent, how about you go to the Bahama Breeze, and then you pick up what you want, and then bring it back. So all we have to do is throw things out.
Yeah, but that wouldn't really work, because then you have to wait for things, and then it would be wasting time. I'd be waiting for the refreshments, and then in all that time I could be studying. But if
Or you call ahead.
sure, I could call ahead to the Bahama Breeze.
Will Rent, do you know where the Bahama Breeze is?
Well, I found it the first time.
So wouldn't be we wasting time trying to find out where the Bahama Breeze is instead of studying? Listen. I just want homemade cookies, so I'm gonna go get homemade cookies.
All right, I'll start making some. Does anybody else have any requests from the kitchen? Oh, you guys are pretty much the easiest group I've ever had to bake for. Typically, to make any friends, I have to turn out every dessert I've ever made in my brain. So this is way easier.
Rain, do you guys have any specialties from your culture that you know how to cook? Because being an orphan, all I've gotten is road food, and I kind of want to try new food. I don't know if you cook.
I mean, I don't know why any of us want to go back to that dorm.
That is a good point.
just you're gonna see Silver stare off into the distance as he contemplates this point.
Well, I don't really know where else to go, and at least I do trust the books there.
Does the Biblioteca have a study place? I know you mentioned being a diplomat. Your parents may be having a spot.
I mean, they didn't donate. They're fairly new diplomats, to be honest, within this space. I mean, rabbit folk are still kind of integrating into its process and doing a lot of new work to kind of be known and understood in this space. So, no, not particularly. But there might be a student lounge there we can go hang out. Would that be okay? Unless anybody else has an idea, because all we've gotten is Bahama Breeze and no one voted for Bahama Breeze except for Beretta.
I mean, there's never been a shadow monster in the Bahama Breeze, as far as I know. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly the reason why we should go.
So anybody else? Or else we're going to the Bahama Breeze.
Tequila.
Yes.
Beretta's gonna hook your arm. Sometimes you just got to shut the fuck up and come to the breeze with me. Come on. Let's go. Get some more fresh air.
Keela has no response for that. I'm just gonna like
Perfect. That settles it. To the breeze.
been out logic.
You're
Well,
gonna
we're just
He's gonna
marching
start to
off.
float along and just kind of mutter under his breath, as long as I don't have to drink what he's drinking. Because he saw what it was like the last
Well, we're
time. He
marching
ain't
off.
gonna-
He literally doesn't know where this is at.
Wilbert, I want you to give me a booze hound survival check. You're gonna lead us to some place that's
Sound.
17.
17.
17.
He's getting us there. No, he's
Get
getting
me
us
that
there.
far.
When it's time to come in clutch.
So it's one of those run-down tiki bars that has a basement entrance. Not much unlike the shitty bar that we go to at PAX South.
Oh,
That's
so it's below McDonald's?
below the McDonald's, but it's
Okay, yeah.
but it's completely like aged grass skirt and like full long tiki bar. If you've ever been to one of these, it's like it reminds me of like it's the VFW tiki hall. Like it's customer base is well aged. As you creep up this joint, there's just there is no like sign that says Bahama Breeze, because Bahama Breeze doesn't exist. But Wilbert has taken you to this well-aged tiki bar that just has what is left of a neon light that makes up that palm. Just one of them that lights up. The other palm is far rotted out on the other side.
That's perfect. This is the perfect place to study. You're gonna love this, Keela. Silver knows. Tell him, Silver.
Wait, what?
Exactly.
Well, fine. What's the popular appetizer here?
Something in a coconut.
As Wilbert, you lead the way. Descending down into this subterranean bar. The smell of just old pipe tobacco and citrus fills the air. Taking those first fateful steps down. And it's as described. Definitely an old salty dive. Lights are incredibly low in this joint. But you're not the only ones. There are actually a couple of other tables of scattered students here because they have 2-for-1s from 3 to 6 every night. So there's a good healthy part of the population that's cashing in on this old salty dive.
Please tell me they went all out and actually cover the entire floor in sand.
It's actually the whole dance floor.
Yeah,
It's-
exactly. Wall to wall.
It doubles as the indoor volleyball
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
that hasn't been played since probably the 60s.
Yeah. Well, it's fallen out of fashion.
See, I knew you were up for an adventure. As Beretta immediately pulls You up to the bar, Keela?
Right, adventure. Yes, at the Bahama Breeze. Great.
I don't think this is the Bahama Breeze.
It looks like the breeze to me.
There's something
point at the
breezy in
sign.
here.
He's gonna point at the sign, and it's gonna be called the Sandbar.
As you point up, it's one of several signs from old tiki bars that are laying around. As you look to one, there's another. Just another sign removed from somewhere else as it completely covers the walls like most of these shitty dive bars do. See? It can be our Bahama Breeze.
Great. Even better. It's just for us. So what do we get here? How about that? Let's start with that.
Oh, you should ask the expert, as he points to the bartender. He's never steered me wrong.
Look over to gentleman with wide set shoulders. One broken off orc tusk. But a fine Hawaiian shirt fresh off the rack from Walmart.
Wow. This is a look.
It's clearly partially shaved head, but just like kind of holding on to a little bit over here in the front that should have been long shaved off. I always recommend the newbies to try the Mai Tai.
Great. Does it come with a fruity straw?
As you look over and you can see a barback that's pulling out the umbrellas from the old drinks to literally stack them onto the new ones.
Oh, gross. I don't want that. No umbrellas. Actually, just no straws. What about something from a can?
Oh, the juice all comes from cans.
I'll open it myself.
Oh, no.
Seems
Don't
like the
worry,
smarter
it'll
thing
be
to do
fine.
here.
Just, her new friends aren't so trusting as you. Well, Ren,
I don't know what's wrong with them. You bring them to a nice place and they just don't get it.
no, it's fine. We'll take 2 of the Mai Tais and it'll be fine. Don't worry about the umbrellas. The alcohol, take care of it all.
I don't want the
It's all right. Double umbrella on mine, none on hers.
Yeah, she can have my umbrella. It'll be perfectly fine. More for Beretta.
Give us
Beretta everybody's umbrella.
Give us like 6 baskets of the mozzarella sticks. How about that?
Oh, those actually sound really good.
And it is. It's like the one redeeming factor that somebody cuts up an actual block of mozzarella back there. Those ones that literally are, they're like from your wrist to your middle finger. Like
It's a trash bar, but they do the one thing really well. Like, oh, this bar sucks, but it's got great tater tots.
But here's the question. How good is their marinara sauce? Because that can go real bad.
oh, it also comes from a can.
Delightful.
It's just spaghetti sauce we pour into cups.
Oh, you see, it says Dave Fratelli Brothers. That's how you know it's Italian.
Mm-hmm.
It says fragile.
I'm so glad we're trying something new here. Thank you for bringing us, Beretta. How many times have you been here before?
Never, it's my first time.
This is your first time.
Yeah, it looks
Okay,
great, doesn't it?
Yeah, yes, it is memorable.
And she takes her
Yes.
for straight. It's like drinking half of it. Yeah, these I do.
Tay's gonna sidle up alongside the dwarves who are drinking and just, sidle in and get a drink and start going as well.
It's a good
Bartender?
bonding experience. Hey, what can I get you?
Whatever they're having.
More Mai Tais. As you can see, there's like a There's like a igloo water cooler back there. It's by far the easiest thing for them to make.
Good.
Just funneling everybody into Mai Tais.
Tay's gonna throw it back and
Another.
I'll take one too. I think.
Oh, what? Oh, you over there? Yeah, more Mai Tais. Because everyone's gonna get loaded up with Mai Tais
And mozzarella sticks.
and big old baskets of mozzarella sticks on the way. Keela, come here. We need the quarter booth. Then we can scope out and see the whole scene. We got plenty of room.
I guess
Yeah.
that's a good thing. That way you make sure you always have the vantage point and no one can sneak up on you. That's very smart.
You can't miss a single one of the cute boys either.
Well, that's more of a distraction. Also, I'm not here for that.
Oh, says we can't be here for both.
Well, I don't have time. I have studying and apparently solving a big, terrible mystery that's taking over campus and also passing classes.
Remember,
It's fine.
sometimes you just need a distraction. Nothing says a distraction like a dumb boy.
That's all they are. You should have just called it boy and that wouldn't have been the same thing.
That personality that's been waiting to escape out.
Ugh. How about this? You can invite them over and I will make you seem like the most charming, adorable person compared to me when they hop over.
Nah. Too early. We got studying to do.
Honestly, I never thought I'd hear you say that, and that is just wonderful to hear. Perfect. I brought all my books. She's gonna whip her book back around. Book back. And just stack them right in the middle, like a nice little centerpiece of books. Perfect.
When are these mozzarella sticks coming? Because I'm straight hungry.
I don't know why you said mozzarella sticks.
We're gonna
Mudcat
feed
or,
on
like-
knowledge.
After a short time, Wilred's already down several drinks. In a
Constitution saving throw.
Very short order. Oh, this is bad. My con is terrible.
It is.
That's terrible. I downed a lot of drinks, as I said. I'm gonna come over to the table where they've plopped down books. Okay. Study time. Quiz me. Anything you want. Right now. Pop quiz. Let's go. He's just looking right at Keela. Just go ahead. Test me. Anything.
Silver's gonna come stand up next to him and go, and what was my roommate's name?
Something with no. We're doing science.
Oh, that's Keela's subject. Keela, go ahead.
Quiz me. Anything you want.
And he's just gonna like lean back, sipping on this Mai Tai and snacking on a mozzarella stick, waiting for the answer.
But you just want a science question?
Well, would you prefer math?
Sure, what's 2 plus 2?
4. Easy. Next.
4 plus 4.
8.
8
Next.
plus 8.
16. Next.
16 plus 16.
32.
9 plus 2.
11.
Wow, that was slow. You're not very impressive. Okay.
Yeah. What is the speed of gravity? Huh? You tell me that.
I was asking to be quizzed, but maybe you should slow down on those drinks.
Negative 9.2 meters a second squared.
No. He's gonna walk away and go order another drink.
Now that that's out of the way,
So sit down with his mozzarella sticks, grab a book, pop it open, and be very careful to keep the book away from the mozzarella sticks.
I need everybody to roll a perception check. Oh,
Nat
we got
20.
Nat 20 in there. Let's go.
Nat
Let's
20.
go.
What's going on? I'm refreshing. Bro. Nothing.
I can't solve basic math problems,
Ryan,
but I have a
wait,
nat 20
so
perception when
double-click
I'm
your
drunk.
character token, Riley.
Sorry, say again.
Double click your character token inside Foundry, and then it'll pull up your actual character sheet inside the game, and then you can just click it.
And I can just do that. Well, that's no help.
Thanks for looking around.
Come
Definitely
on.
worth the effort.
As everybody else is knee deep in these mozzarella sticks as they've come out. And the marinara, you know what? It's not bad. It's not like it actually, it's not the cheap shit. It's not like they just went out and grabbed a can of ragu. It's actually pretty decent.
Tay's had a couple drinks and is looking at Beretta and is like, I'm not saying I could beat you in an arm wrestle. I'm saying I'm going to give you a run for your money is what I'm saying.
Tay, did you see her rage out?
That's why I'm not saying I could beat her. I'm saying I could do a good job, okay?
He's gonna hand him a mozzarella stick and just be like,
I believe you. I'm just saying.
Thank you.
A hulked out bunny is a hulked out bunny.
Wilgren, even in your state, you look up towards that neon light and sign as you come in, and you can see it begin to freeze over as it stops. And the temperature of the room begin to drop, almost cold enough to see your own breath. Keela, that's when you raise your head up as you see all the lights beginning to stop and fade as it grows darker. As you see what looks like this mist begin to pour in down those steps. Into the Bahama breeze. And you can see that mist rise and begin to take a form. As it extends out a single finger through these tattered rags. You see what looks like an index finger of bone. And that is where we will pick up.
Is this a Dentine Nice commercial? Because it's
what it feels like to chew 5 gum, drunk eating mozzarella sticks, and the mist surrounds you.
Cool.
frosted edges of the screen.
Frozone showing up.
I wish we had that sponsor button.
Dentine Nights.
I mean, that's kind of perfect. That was their whole jam in like the 90s.
"Yep,
That is where we'll pick up next week. I can't wait to order Jeremy Dandy's favorite order.
Jeremy, I can't believe that he has a last name.
Jeremy Dandy.
Jeremy Dandy,
So weird to have a full
make
name
sure
for
to
him.
report. Please make sure to report to Hades counting station, please."
Not where I thought we'd end up tonight, but I'm all about it.
Not the Bahama Breeze, which I thought was going to be the
Do you
lowest
ever
part of
end
my
up
night.
where you mean to end up in D&D?
No,
I didn't
no.
have my fantasy Polynesian bar laid out for this one. That was
I
that was
I
not
feel
on my
you should
bingo.
have. That's your fault. I think.
I feel like a standard place that most people go to.
How's that map not standard?
Oh,
Come
but
on.
In
I
terms
have
of D&D prep, I feel like you're just dropping the ball.
I've delivered many a beer to this joint. I know exactly where it exists at.
Mm-hmm.
And its name is Palms.
I mean, to be honest, once you said it was once you said it was, you made the connection to PAX South, and I don't remember the name of the place under the McDonald's. I can't imagine it any other way than that place just filled with sand.
That's pretty much what that would look like.
The lore of this location, the bar from PAX South, the one
What's it called?
under the
I cannot
McDonald's.
remember the name of
Under
it.
the McDonald's.
What's it called?
I have to know. I have to know.
Those golden arches, you'll find love. Sounds like
What's the name of the bar?
I can't think of its stupid
San
name.
Antonio. It's
this isn't a real place.
Oh,
Yeah,
you've been
unfortunately, it is.
Book's like, no. I
probably went to bed
literally
early.
you walk on the stairs underneath the McDonald's.
Yeah, I can't think of its name at the moment.
On the rocks.
On the rocks. Oh
On
my
the
God.
rocks.
Of course.
Wow,
Oh.
just like that.
On the rocks.
So if you're from
Everybody's
San Antonio
definitely
and you've been to
eating
On the Rocks,
filled
just
drink
imagine
from.
that filled with sand.
Oh my God, Paul, give us some announcements.
Guys, episode will be out tomorrow if you want to relive the Polynesian glory and intellectual prowess of a were bunny. Otherwise, please check out all of the GCX stuff that's getting announced this week. It's going to be a lot of stuff, from creator announcements to global incentives to things that Bungie's doing to things. Come get me. I can't spoil too much. It'll be at 10 a.m. tomorrow. There's going to be a cool incentive that you're going to want to watch the marathon for. Otherwise, thanks for hanging out. And we'll make sure the card stuff works next week. I promise. We'll have a
We'll
good
see
time.
y'all next week.
See you later.